Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? I'm fresh off the clock right now, man. I thought I had my Spanish course today, but I forgot I scheduled it for next Friday. So I'm sitting up at work waiting for this dude to join the meeting. And I'm like, yo, man, like, how come he ain't in here? Yeah, sure enough, next Friday. God damn, I ain't never felt so stupid in my life. But Pete Gang, we got to get into this shit, man. And that is Demetrius Andrade versus Morrell potentially is being put on the Tank Davis undercard, man. Terrible fight. It's a terrible fight. The PBC has a way of recycling fighters who are past it just for namesake value. They did it with Gamboa. Gamboa got put in there with Tank. Gamboa got. I can't think if Gamboa was if he fought Devin Haney on the Zone or if he fought him on Showtime. I can't remember. I what the fuck is that? I can't remember, and it bothers me. But if he did, damn, if he fought that man on the Zone, then the Zone got to wear that. But I don't. Was I just I don't know. I don't know, man. But even after Tank fought Gamboa, Haney fought Gamboa, because they've been trying to push this narrative that Isaac Cruz is something that he's not, only for the for the fact that he lost 12 rounds to Tank. Now let's put him in there with Isaac Cruz. It just don't make no sense, man. It makes no sense. Keith Thurman, a quasi retired fighter, getting put in there with fucking Tim Tszyu. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Because you think that that man's name still holds weight when it doesn't. That man is past it. Why is he even being entertained for this fight? So when I look at someone like a Demetrius Andrade, I don't think he struggled with Damon Nicholson, but it definitely showed, bro. This ain't your division. This ain't your division. And not only did you show that it wasn't your division, you hadn't even gone through a fight where you had to go through certain gears and make adjustments and really dig deep to show that you got the mental fortitude to be able to deal with somebody who is a straight up and down pressure fighter. It doesn't really bring any intangibles to the fight outside of him just being bigger than you. He has a good gas tank and he's a high value puncher. You got to be able to deal with that. He was able to keep him off balance, but early on in the fight, but the fight was stopped early on in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And by the fourth or fifth round, you see him breathing out of his mouth like, yo, this shit is over. This shit is over. So now you put him in front of David Morrell, who's better than David Benavidez. That's not saying that he beat him right now. He still has to get, he definitely has to get more experience before I say he beats David Benavidez. But from a skill set standpoint, he's better than David Benavidez, and it's not even close. It's not even close. He's a far more polished and put together fighter than the David Benavidez. Better feet, better head movement, better defense, better counter punching, better leverage on the shots. I think he has better power with one punch knockout power. I just think David has the better gas tank, and he may have the faster hands. That's where it stops, though. They're about the same size. That's literally where it stops. So you take the David Morrell and put him in there with Demetrius Andrade as if that's a step up fight for David Morrell. It's honestly not. It's honestly not. It's a step up in name value. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the fuck what? Demetrius Andrade has a name. So what? The name means nothing, bro. Like, Demetrius Andrade was never this hot commodity as is. He hasn't been. That man made the second half of his career entirely about fighting Canelo, and he played himself for that. He played himself for that. And they was just talking up. His coach was just talking about dropping him back down to 160 pounds. Why are y'all trying to put him in there with a dude as vicious and as big of a threat as David Morrell? This does nothing for David Morrell. This does, like, these dudes, like, the matchmaking. It makes sense if the dude has a slightly higher name. So because Demetrius Andrade is more known as someone like a Christian Mabili or a Carlos Gongora, we're gonna go in the we're gonna go in the direction of a Demetrius Andrade, as if that gains you something. This fight does nothing for David Morrell. This fight does not highlight his flaws. This fight does not highlight whether the fact that he can make adjustments on the fly. This fight doesn't highlight if he's susceptible to certain shots. This fight doesn't highlight how good his gas tank is. It does none of that. It does none of that. It's simply what they call it's name dropping. Demetrius Andrade. Yeah, I'm about to get in there with Demetrius. No, bro, that wasn't even a good win for David Benavidez. I'll say it was a good win because on the surface level, he's a more notable name than the cats that he's been fighting. And Demetrius Andrade actually stepped up and took the fight. Okay, whatever the fuck ever. Like it's a cool fight. But I said I'm like, David Benavidez is about to beat the shit out of this nigga. And it took him 5 or 6 rounds to dispatch of him. Easy fucking work. He's never been in these high leverage situations where he has to really dig deep. He has to really dig deep and use IQ to stay away from certain punches and pick up on shit where like he's susceptible to me going to my left or stepping to my right. He's susceptible to that. He can't reset quick enough. Just picking up on little shit like that. He has never been in a situation where he has had to make adjustments. He's never been in a 50-50 fight. Now, you put him in a 70-30 fight, 80-20 fight, where he's the 20. It just doesn't make sense. And they're about to do that same shit again with David Morrell. Why are you not looking for higher ranked super middleweights? I don't know what it is with these dudes where if you come off of a knockout loss, it's no harm, no foul over there, bro. Like, you don't even give these dudes an opportunity to get back in the winner's bracket. You throw them right to the wolves. Now, granted, these is fighters. Everybody don't need a comeback fight. Everybody doesn't need a comeback fight, but let's just switch the narrative. If Canelo decided all of a sudden, bring me Andrade after David Benavidez went in there and did what he did to him, what would y'all response be to that? Y'all would have all the smoke for him, as y'all should. Y'all would have every right to have drama for that man if he decided to fight him coming off of a loss. So you have a dude that you're trying to build into a legitimate star and a force in the division to further propel your brand and keep y'all stable afloat, because if it's in dire need right now. What do? Match him up with Demetrius Andrade, who has shown that he's not a super middleweight, bro. It's impossible that y'all don't catch the shit, that you'll see the wrong in what it is that these dudes is doing. I'm literally arguing with niggas talking about, Demetrius Andrade is just as good as Caleb Plant. No, he's not. I said it off rip. He's not. Caleb Plant is better than Demetrius Andrade. He's better. How is he better? Better punching technique. He's acclimated to the division. Better feet. He doesn't open up as wide in the pocket. Demetrius Andrade will open up. His arms will be all the way, as far out as they can possibly be, and he's right there in the phone booth with you. The difference was he didn't necessarily fight dudes who was in position to, to counter him and punish him for that. They wasn't poised. They was in there with somebody. They were in there with somebody that they were overmatched. That they were overmatched. They were overmatched opponents, so he could do whatever the fuck it is that he wanted to do. So I could open up pocket 3 feet. Leave a 3-foot gap between my face and my arm and the glove or whatever to catch the shot. If you decided you wanted to counter, would be no. I don't need to do that because I'm just that much better than you. Just that much better than you. Overly matched opponents he's in there with. You dig? You can get away with doing, making egregious mistakes when you're in there with somebody that you're just that much better than. But when you're getting pushed and you're meeting resistance and you're under duress, and we start to see you unfold and make mistakes because you're just you're getting beat up and you don't have time to process what the fuck is going on. You can't see the shots coming. I've been in them situations. It's not fun. It's fun, but it ain't fun. Because through that, it's a learning experience. Getting your ass beat is a learning experience, but you want to get your ass beat in the gym. and you want to casually step up. Not casually step up. You don't want to casually step up, bro. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to be calculated with it. You want to step up. All right, cool. I'm not quite there yet. Let me fight this dude. He's not. He may be ranked a little bit higher than this individual right here, but this is the type of fighter that I struggle with. He has the style to contradict my fucking style of fighting. So this is who I need to deal with. Demetrius Andrade has never been in them situations. He literally jumped in the crock pool without ever having a championship fight of a certain stature. He's never been in there with a champion. He better hope Jack Cocaine wins, because that's the only way that we could give some sort of validation to who his opponent selection outside of a David Benavidez. I'm talking about a win. So it's a horrible fight, bro. It's a horrible fight, and it's just it's no quality, it's no standard over there, nothing. Why are y'all putting David Morrell in a fight with somebody who's not equipped to deal with 168 pounds? They do this shit and they stunt niggas' growth by doing this shit, man. Look at Isaac Cruz. The minute they threw him in there with Gamboa, I never thought much of Isaac Cruz as is. I never thought much of him, but he looked terrible in his last fight. He looked terrible. You've been better off putting him in there with putting Darrell in there with Morrell. You've been better off doing that. There's no reason why this dude should be getting a fight with Demetrius Andrade. You're gonna stunt your growth. You keep fighting this level of opposition, eventually you're gonna level out. You're gonna plateau, and you're gonna get to a point where you're stuck in your ways. You're stuck in your ways. There's no room for growth. There's no room for you to add anything, because everything you're doing is just simply working on overmatched opponents. You're not being pushed. You're not meeting resistance. You're not knowing what it's like to be under a certain amount of duress and up under the bright lights. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know. You're clueless to it. So when it's time for you to significantly step up and fight somebody of note that's a factor, you're going to be like a deer in the headlights of like, how come this shit ain't working? Shit, bro, look at how you was matched. Demetrius Andrade does nothing for David Morrell. He does nothing. He does nothing. And that's just the long and short of it, man. There is really the only it's 3 super middleweights over there. If y'all gonna put him in there with somebody off a loss, why wouldn't y'all put him in there with Caleb Plant? Y'all still got Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant has the style to deal with someone like a David Morrell and really show if there's really signs of deficiency in his game. He has that at his disposal. And y'all deem it smart to put him in there with Demetrius Andrade off of a fucking loss. November. Them fools fought in November, man. You can't get Caleb Plant fought in April. That was the last time that man saw action. Why can't y'all put him in the ring? It makes more sense to put Demetrius Andrade in the ring with David Morrell than Caleb Plant if both of them are coming off of losses. Which one would you rather be in the ring with? Caleb Plant has fought champions. He's been in a unification bout. Why wouldn't y'all go? I mean, well, Demetrius Andrade as of now has fought a champion, but who performed better? Who proved to be the more durable fighter? Who proved to be the better quality operator in the ring? Who proved to be the sharper counterpuncher? Who proved to have the better feet? Who proved that they can carry the weight better? That's what all this shit boils down to. Caleb Plant is acclimated to the division. Up until now, he's a career super middleweight. Demetrius Andrade's best work is at 160 pounds. Why the fuck are y'all getting him in? Like, it just doesn't make much sense, bro. It makes no sense for y'all to do this shit. Just like it makes no sense for y'all to put Sebastian Fundora in the ring with fucking Tim Tszyu, fresh off a loss. A knockout loss. After Tim Tszyu just beat the ever-living shit out of the dude who knocked him out, bro. It just don't... What dude? It's no standard over there. It's no quality control over there. You're a super middleweight, get in there. It's just stupid, man. Man, I'm going in the house, man, to do what it is that I do, yo. I'll get with y'all later, yo. Y'all stay righteous, be easy. Deuces.